Because they're young people. I say this sometimes when I give speeches. It doesn't occur to them that the person teaching them that is controlling their minds, obviously controlling their minds. Obviously, this is a problem with the media. That's where the psycho-psyops take place. Bill Barr had more to say on that. Let's play cut 10.
They are projecting a narrative. When the word narrative came into currency, I knew we were in trouble, because the word narrative really suggests that there's no objective truth. There's no real story of what happened. It's just everyone has their own narrative. And you get to then the press can justify presenting a story that doesn't really correspond to objective truth, but that it's our narrative. We have a narrative, you have a narrative.
Why did that philosophy, and that is the philosophy on the left, there are whole, books written about it, there is no truth, there's just that. Why did that come about? And it did come about. It did come about at the same time it was becoming clear that Marxism was a failure. In fact, it actually starts with Marxist ideas about false consciousness. And why did they have to have Marxist ideas about false consciousness? Because a system that had a bourgeoisie, a system that allowed people to move from being a peasant into the bourgeoisie, made people happy. And people were happy, and people were going, hey, this is good, this is good. And because Marx didn't like this system, he had to convince people, no, you're not really happy. That smile on your face, the fact that you wake up singing, the fact that your wife is like singing in the shower, that you're richer than you've ever been, that you're living in houses that are like that people would have killed for 100 years ago, that you're just a working class guy and yet you have a house and a lawn and you have barbecues and things like that. No, I know you think that makes you happy because you're smiling all the time and your wife is singing and your kids are running around laughing. No, my friend, that is false consciousness. And from this idea of false consciousness, that you are being brainwashed into supporting a system that essentially oppresses you, comes all the rest of this. The system of gender oppresses you. You're just brainwashed into thinking you're a woman. That baby coming out of you, no, that doesn't make you a woman. Don't be silly. Anybody, a man can have a baby, a woman can have a penis. It's all just false consciousness. The whole world, there is no reality. That is mental illness. That theory is a mental illness. And it not only is mental illness in itself, it produces mental illness in others. When you teach it to people, it drives them crazy because it's very, very hard. It's very, very hard to make the opposing argument that there is a moral reality. It's the argument Socrates made. It's the argument Jesus made. It's the argument that our entire culture is based on. But if you don't happen to be Socrates and you don't happen to be Jesus, and you're not being taught what Socrates said and you're not being taught what Jesus said, you're not going to know what the argument is. And that's what they depend on, your ignorance. That's why they know it.